Hi everyone, welcome to another quick tips video. Today I'm going to talk about glazing. Glazing is basically adding a translucent layer over your miniature to enhance or change the colour. Now glazing can be used for shading, highlighting, or just simply glazing over once you've painted an area to change the tone of the colour or to enhance the colour of it as well if you're not happy with it. So I'll show you a few ways that I do it today. So I've got my glazes ready on my palette here. These are all contrast paints with contrast medium, so it's easy to replicate, and I think these contrast paints are great for glazing. I've been playing with them for a little while. So they're ready on my palette, so I'll move that to the side. So the first thing I'm going to show you is enhancing colour. So this is a dark outline miniature which I started painting a while ago. So I've painted a non-metallic metal mask on this witch. And what I normally do is when I do this is I want to enhance the colour of this gold, because normally it looks a little bit wooden. So what I do is I get some yellow ink and create a glaze just by mixing in yellow ink and a little bit of medium. And then I'll pop that over the entire area in a smooth, even coat. And what I'll notice is that brown turns into a nice golden yellow. So this is as simple as it gets with glazing. And you can probably see, hopefully, that mask starting to gain the colour of gold rather than the wooden brown that it had before. And this is the last stage that I'll do on any non-metallic metal, and it's just a great way of showing you basically what glazing is. And I'll keep going that once it's dry. So another layer. Now that's looking really rich now. I'm really happy with that. And what you can do once you've done that is you can enhance that even more. So I'll take some orange ink, orange contrast, and I'll start glazing that into the darker areas as well, just to enhance some more of that colour. Just punch that colour in. See, we're enhancing and changing colour. Basically, that is what glazing is. And I'll put some more at the top there. It's really adding a nice tone to this mask now, giving the gold some depth. And you can keep doing this. So hopefully you can start to see the difference in the mask from what it was to what it is now. And if you want to be really adventurous, you can take some red and add some red in there as well. See, that colour's changed now. So that's glazing over the area. We've changed the colour. I'll show you a little bit more as well. Same sort of thing. So we've got this Legolas, which I started painting a while ago. Now his boots, they're quite a cool brown. So let's say you've painted the boots and you get to the end of the model and you really want them to be a different type of brown. So you want them to be a warm brown instead. So I've got some snakebite leather contrast paint on my palette, and I've just mixed that with some contrast medium. And I'll just apply that over the whole area, because it's not going to destroy any of those highlights and shades. It's just going to pick up on those highlights and change the hue of the boots. So hopefully you can start to see that brown's really popping now, so it's much richer and warmer than what the other boot is. And you can keep going over that. So you're happy. So it's a smooth single coat over the whole thing. And that one's getting warm compared to the other boot. So it's a nice way of changing colour at the end of painting a miniature if you want to just balance things out again. That's got a nice leather colour to it now. So that's basically the same thing, but on a different surface. Now what you see a lot of people doing is glazing with blending. So you see this a lot. So I've painted this Dark Angel leg quite harshly. Hopefully you can see. So I've just edge highlighted, but I've blocked in the colour and I've not tried to blend any of it. I've just painted lines. So this is what you see a lot of Space Marines will get to this point and then you just leave them. But if you want to, you can glaze some green over these highlights to knock them back and blend them together. So obviously this is all that's left of this Dark Angel. He must have run into a Space Wolf or something. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Dark Angel green contrast paint, mix that with some medium on the palette, and then we're just going to start applying it over the transitions where the highlights are. You can see that they're quite liney. Apply it over a single coat and it's going to start pulling those highlights together, and it's also going to change the hue of the green and make it richer. So we'll give it a coat over the whole thing first. So you'll notice it's knocking back those highlights already. And already these lines are starting to merge together, whereas before they were big steps between the highlights. So on this side you can probably see it a little bit better. It's blending through. So you can still see the steps. So what we'll do is we'll hope this dries a little bit quicker. And we'll go over it again a little bit more, concentrating on those areas where the highlights merge. And we're getting a nice blend now. So this is cheating. We don't have to blend up 8 or 9 stages. We're just merging those highlights together. Really simple. So I even painted these orbs on the knees and on the toes, you can see. They were just circles. Well, because we've got this glaze going over, it's softening those out to make it look like we've spent hours blending them up. And I'm going over these highlights a little bit more here. And we'll do the same down the bottom. Focus those areas. Once this glaze is done, you might want to just pop an edge highlight back on some of the areas. But what I tend to do is before doing any glazing like this, I'll over highlight the model because I know I'm going to be glazing it back. So we've gone over that area again. That's got a really nice transition on it now. It's almost gem-like. I'll let that dry for just a second. Real quick, I can show you some other stuff. So remember these gems we did the other day? So we've got a purple gem. We can enhance that purple just by adding some purple glaze over it. This is Magos purple. The blue gem, if we want it slightly green, we can just pop a little bit of turquoise glaze over that. And it'll change that. Yeah. And the red gem, if you want that to really pop, you can just put a yellow glaze over that and that'll really start to shine then. Let those dry. So we're changing and enhancing colour again there. So we've got a minute left. So this Dark Angel leg is nicely blended now. You can keep going over there if you want, but the last thing we can do is just to show you, if you're not happy with that and you want that to really pop, take a yellow glaze, paint it over the whole area, and you've got a really nice, shiny, vibrant Dark Angel leg there. So the whole thing's got a colour glaze over it now. And that's actually came out quite nicely, I think. So hopefully that's explained some glazing to you guys. We'll do a little bit more in the future. We'll do some shading and highlighting with glazing, but this is just the start. So hopefully you found it useful. Let me know what you think and give it a go as well. Cheers. Bye.